Hi guys, India. Let's quickly look at NASDAQ for this week. Before we do that, I'm gonna highlight that, of course, the April earnings that were released on Friday, 31 August, they've created a very nice upward move. Okay, so before we look at NASDAQ, let me just quickly run to the April chart there. So you can see that on Friday, actually, this was just after the open. April went down a little bit. It opened with a gap, so you can see that's a quite a substantial gap right there. You can see there isn't anything like that from before, like recent. Okay, so that's quite a substantial gap. So this looks like a breakaway sort of a gap, as you can see there. If you draw a trend line, it's going to be much better on a much lower time frame. So you can see if you move a trend line nicely there. Okay, so it seems like price broke away from that. So this is a breakaway gap of some sort. So you can see that continuation candle. I remember, I think I was having a meeting when we were discussing this particular candle there on Friday, probably on a private class. Yes, it was a private class if I remember correctly. So you can see that they closed extremely bullish. So we're most likely to see a close higher. When this thing opened, I was looking at this. And it moved very fast to this until the market closed, right? So that's a very huge move. And that dramatic move, it's actually the move that actually took NASDAQ. Let me just go to NASDAQ there, the USA100. It's actually the move that created this candle that you're seeing here. Okay, NASDAQ was low down here, and then as soon as those earnings were released, April started rallying up. So was NASDAQ. Okay, so if you come down on H4, I was looking to buy this particular support right here. Okay, because this looked like a very nice correction. So a breakout of this was a very nice entry for. I'm not going to discuss that history. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss that history. However, yes, April actually drove price up. So what I'm anticipating, first of all, I am anticipating a gap up. That's the first thing, a gap up on NASDAQ during the NASDAQ open or market open. I'll be expecting a gap up to the upside, just a little bit of a gap to the upside. But if you check here, starting from monthly, you can see that the monthly candles have been bullish for the past 5 months. We've been in closing with these green candles there. So this is a very strong bullish market. So what you want to do, obviously, we have established this. So obviously price is trading high. So I'm expecting price to open just above 11,000, sorry, just above 11,000. That's where I want to see price opening. So if we come down to weekly, you can see this guy's closed high, but I want you guys to pay attention to a specific pattern. Can you see the pattern? Just take a minute. See if you can see something about the weekly closes. Can you see something? Okay, let me just drink water a bit. Okay, so the pattern is that they've been rejection candles, but none of them materialized. Can you see that? They've been rejection candles. Here's one. Here is another one, even down there. Can you see the pattern of those candles? They were actually showing some rejection, but price kept on pushing up, rejection, pushed up, rejection, pushed up, and so forth, right? So remember the pin bars. This part of the pin shows rejection. This shows rejection. Okay, so you can see rejected, but price kept on moving up. Rejected, price kept on moving up. Rejected, price kept on moving up. So we've seen this pattern, and this is exactly what we also saw last week's candle pushing up. So tomorrow we're most likely to see a much higher move, taking out stop losses just above this rejection. Hence, I'm anticipating a gap because this closed extremely high. I'm anticipating that to actually continue. You can see that continuation candle there, okay, which is basically sellers getting rejected. Exactly what I've said. So sellers got rejected and price pushed much higher just after the earnings report. So if you don't know what I'm talking about regarding earnings, I've done a video on some of the fundamentals, or where to actually find the fundamentals that are related, or the news that are related to NASDAQ. So here's the video. Just search for this video on my channel. Okay, so that's where you're gonna be able to find those particular stuff, right? So what's next? Since I'm anticipating a bit of a gap, let me see if I can pull my template here so that we can look at this in a nice uptrend. So obviously this is moving nicely in an uptrend to the upside. So the dynamic area there, so you can move a nice channel if you want. That's another thing that you can do, a very nice channel. So there's a possibility that this thing will push to the other side, the upper side of this channel. If you're moving it from here, notice how I'm drawing this. I'm not crossing price. There's another video that I did on trend lines. Check it out here on the channel. So obviously this part and that part, we're most likely to see a push towards this, maybe a bit of a correction to get more buyers. For now, buyers are still on daily. Watch the previous video or just go over to Telegram. You will see I was talking about these daily buyers, and now they're most likely to push price to the upside. Go to Telegram. You will see a video, a raw video. It's not on YouTube. It's on Telegram, maybe even here on YouTube. I might have uploaded something like that, right? But what I'm anticipating is a move, stop losses of that candle that you saw to be taken out. As soon as that is taken out, we could get maybe bias on another time frame. For now, we do not have strong bias. As you can see here, the tool is not detecting anything. Only the daily time frame is actually showing strong buy in that direction. But yes, what you want to do is to actually look for opportunities to buy this particular guy. Here on H1, the buyers just started just before, couple of hours before the market closed. So this buyers just started this dynamic area. So as soon as they reach that projected level that I was showing you just above there, right? So most likely to get a correction. This is where the H1 buyers are most likely to push from. So if you want to buy, just track these things on H1. Let me see if I can draw a zone. If you're a buyer, look for opportunities to buy as soon as this is broken and retested. Okay, and then another one there. So a break to the upside and the correction back to this. So H1 will be a great candidate for one to buy back to the upside. Of course, I'll keep on updating this during the week. If you have any question, just leave it down in the description box below. If you have a question, if you like this video, just more a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and do check other videos that I've done. The one that I did on the NASDAQ news, yeah, it is as well. So go ahead and watch it. And yeah, there's a WhatsApp link in the description, so you can feel free to send me a message, but don't ask lame questions. Yeah, just go straight, don't do hellos, highs, and all those kind of shandies, right? And the Telegram channel as well, where I post some of the stuff. Otherwise, if you are a buyer, look for opportunities to buy after a pullback here on this particular thing. Yes, a gap is possible. Look at the gap strategy. As long as the gap that is going to form, there's a possibility of it. There's a high chance of having a gap to the upside as opposed to the downside. Okay, but if we can get one to the downside, let's look at those possibilities as well. If we can get one to the downside, this is where you're most likely to see it. It will be deemed as some sort of correction, and this is where buyers might start piling up from. So back to the same level that I was actually showing you. So it's possible that we can come back to this level and then push to the upside. That's another possibility. Or if you have a trend line there, you can see these things are most likely to connect and give you some sort of confluence around that to the upside. So that's another thing that you should pay attention to. Otherwise, we'll keep on updating this. Obviously, the private group will receive a journal during the week with all the trades that I'll be looking to actually take, right, in the PDF format. So otherwise, for the rest of you, just make sure, check the Telegram. That's why I'm going to put videos updating some of these particular instruments. Otherwise, sharp.